Republicans are playing both the Democratic Party and the media like fools. The hypocrisy is the point. Watch this exchange between Tom Cotton and Jake Tapper, as he has no problem whatsoever getting around the questions about hypocrisy, because they don't care about being seen hypocritical. All they care about is getting power. Listen in.
In a few short months, we will have a new president and new senators who can consider the next justice with the full faith of the American people. Why would we deny the voters a chance to weigh in on the makeup of the Supreme Court? There's absolutely no reason to do so, or at least no principled reason to do so.
So that clip from the Senate floor in March 2016 was 8 months before the 2016 election. Right now, we're 5 weeks out from the election. Why was it so important back then to let the voters have a chance to weigh in on the makeup of the Supreme Court? But today, it's not.
Yeah, Jake, it's not so much about the timing, but how the voters had spoken. They had delivered a split decision to the president and the Senate at the time. They elected Barack Obama in 2012. They elected me and a lot of other Republicans in 2014 as a break on the Obama agenda, most notably on his far-left judicial nominees. That's not the case now. In 2018, we had about as clear a national referendum as we could, just 1 month after the Justice Kavanaugh confirmation, in which Democrats threw everything but the kitchen sink at him. They didn't just re-elect a Republican majority, they expanded a Republican majority. That includes defeating 4 Democratic senators who voted against Justice Kavanaugh, re-electing the 1 Democratic senator who voted for him. So it was a clear mandate for a Republican Senate to continue confirming this president's outstanding judicial nominees, and that's what we're going to do with Judge Barrett next month.
It is true that that's what happened in the Senate, but in the House, the American people gave it to the Democrats by a fairly overwhelming margin. But moving on, in that same speech from March 2016, you argued that the dramatic ideological differences between Justice Scalia and President Obama's nominee made it all the more necessary to get input from voters. Take a listen.
Should Justice Scalia be replaced by a philosophically liberal justice, the implications for the rights of Americans and the direction of our nation would be profound. Because the law of the land may take such a dramatic turn, the members of this chamber must first get the input of the American people on what the direction of our country should be.
Again, that ideological difference certainly exists between the late Justice Ginsburg and Judge Barrett. It's perhaps even more of a stark difference, frankly, considering Merrick Garland was center-left. So again, to apply your 2016 principles, which I'm not sure are any longer operative, shouldn't the American people get the chance to weigh in? Polls indicate that that's what the public thinks, that whoever's elected November 3rd should pick the Supreme Court justice.
Jake, again, we go back to the split decision they had delivered. In 2014, they elected a Republican majority to help put the brakes on the Obama agenda, including his judicial nominees. Now, though, we are operating under the clear mandate we received in 2018. And, Jake, you know the old political line about the only poll that matters is the one that happens on Election Day. We had an election on this very issue in 2018, and the voters didn't just re-elect a Republican majority. They expanded a Republican majority, and they defeated those Democratic senators who voted against Brett Kavanaugh. I don't think it could be any clearer than that.
Listen, folks, this is child's play for the Republican Party. They are laughing. They are getting off of these interviews and going home laughing because they can't believe how easy it is to get away with this. They are playing the media. They are playing the Democratic Party because their hypocrisy is the point. And they don't care if you're wagging your finger at them, calling them a hypocrite. They are going back and executing a meticulously crafted 40-year agenda to turn America into a theocracy. And this is what they have their focus on. Their eye is on getting full control over the courts in this country so that they can undo every piece of legislation, every ruling, every decision, every executive order that goes contrary to their conservative, their dogmatic and radical conservative agenda. So hypocrisy is merely a tool. They have no problem enduring a 10-minute interview discussing the possible hypocrisy because their agenda is in full swing. They are taking over this country judge by judge, seat by seat, district by district, and they're doing it on behalf of a radical conservative agenda. Now, I will point out one thing about his argument that I think is necessary for you to understand, not because it's going to expose his hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is the point. I need you to understand their worldview. Tom Cotton, is making the argument that Republicans and the American people and the conservative agenda are one and the same. He only recognizes one America, and that is conservative America. The rest of us are just in the way. And he doesn't care that out of the last 7 elections, a Republican president has only won the majority vote one time. That's immaterial to him. That's just a footnote. But the assumption is the same that Donald Trump makes on a regular basis, that their ideology is the one that matters. They are the only real Americans. The rest of us are just in the way. And so as he makes the argument that the American people have answered, the American people have spoken, what he is saying is that the only Americans that matter to him have spoken, because it doesn't matter to him that more Americans voted against Donald Trump than voted for him. That doesn't matter. All that matters is that they get political power. So everything else that people are pointing out about hypocrisy is immaterial, because that's just a tool for power. There is only one play here. Let me be clear and let me be sure. There is only one thing that Democrats can do here, and that is to ensure that when they get power, when they get the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, that they stack and pack the courts. That is it, because Republicans are going to do whatever they want to do, no matter how much you cry hypocrisy, no matter how much we point out that they have been lying, no matter how big of a threat they are about nothing but power, and we must respond in kind. When Democrats get back in power, they must pack the courts. That's it.